What up? This is on the sequence to sobriety. My name is Rob, and I'm an alcoholic and drug addict. We're gonna get straight into a controversial topic, un tema controversial. I think I said it right. I'm not really sure. To be honest, I think so. I think topic means tema. I'm like 99.9% sure. But who knows? Anyways, the topic is sex in the annexo. Nexo. Right? It's just something I don't honestly. I really haven't heard anybody else talk about it when I listen to other people's videos and I watch them talk about their experiences in rehab and shit like that. Maybe there was no action going on in their rehab, and maybe there wasn't, but there wasn't mine. Luckily, luckily there was no action happening at Salvation Army because it was just dudes in there. It would have been, I mean, LGBTQ plus A plus whatever. Hey, by all means, do your thing. But it just would have been weird, you know, because I'm just not used to it. So I'm here at the Anexo, right? I don't know what to do with my life. It's like the first week that I'm there, so I'm still like coming down. I'm still trying to get my thoughts together. I'm still realizing like, oh, what a piece of shit I am. You know, just like just whipping, just giving myself whips on the back, just fucking hating my life. And one thing that was suggested to me was, if you're bored, you don't know what to do after you're done with your chores, just walk some laps around the house. Fucking itchy. Just walk some laps around the house. I mean, you can only do so much, you know. That's not a bad idea. Just maybe it'll clear my mind or some shit, you know. So I don't remember how early in the morning it was. I'm not sure if it was after the first meeting or second meeting, but I started walking around, and this was my first time I caught anybody having sex out in public in my life. I've never seen it before in my life, so I'm just like walking around the house, and I decide to cut through the house. And like, if you go from the main entrance of the house straight down the middle, you'll end up on the side yard. So I'm just walking, minding my own business. I stop with the cafetero, be like, "Hey, what's up? Let me get a coffee right now when I'm done." He's like, "Oh, Samoy, I got you," you know. And I walk out that side door, and what do I see? I look to my right away, and I seen this senora that was there. Now, this senora that was there, she was like 5'5", maybe. I don't know if I'm giving her too much height. Oh, light skinned, and she had a like for a fucking 45-year-old lady, she had a nice body, right? And Nexo wise, like by rehab standards, it's pretty hot. So I'm walking out. I look to my right, and I seen this girl, this senora, just sitting on top of a dude, and everything's kind of like covered, but you can still see what's going on. And I see her just sitting on top of this dude, and I look, and I don't want to burn him out, you know what I'm saying? But he looks at me, and I'm just like, oh, I'm interrupting here. You know, I stood there for a second too, just for like I lingered for an extra 2 seconds just to make sure I was seeing the correct thing. You know, I was just like, okay, now I can leave. I was like, oh shit, my bad. I never looked at those two people the same ever again. I was like, I know what y'all motherfuckers be doing here, but it's a trip that everybody has their needs. Some people have their needs more than others. Some people can't wait till they're recovered and they're done with their rehab and go back out into the regular streets and do normal shit. Some people are just horny. Some people just need to get off. Some people just need to bust a nut. It's just, I guess, I understand it 100%. Right. So that was the first interaction that I noticed that what was going on, and like, and then me quemaba todo el pinche show because I used to see like how they would favor each other. Only them two always had cigarettes and like little shit like that, you know. And then some pedo happened between them, and who knows what the fuck happened, right? I remember the girl ended up kicking. I'm gonna tell the story because I like it. Whatever was happening, because the girl was a little cuckoo, right? And I don't know what happened that she ended up getting kicked out of the rehab, and she was expecting the homie to go with her. The homie's like, "Bitch, I ain't going nowhere. I'm gonna stay right here. Fuck out of here, bitch." And I was just like, "Fuck!" I've never seen anybody so brokenhearted, and well, besides myself, seeing myself brokenhearted, but I haven't seen anybody since me getting so fucking their heart broken, so fucked up. And I was like, "Damn!" I remember this lady did. was like trying to fucking use the force to kill this fool. It was crazy. So that happened, right? So as time passes by, now I'm the cafetero. I'm the guy who makes the coffee, and the house manager is somebody new now. It's when some homie from Mexicali, and if the dudes that were with me in this first rehab extent watched it, they know who I'm talking about. The guy from Mexicali, and most likely, this is a tall dude, had big ears. He was a decent looking guy, I guess. I don't know. And but I mean, he was attractive to the girls because the girls that would come, like they would hit him up. You know, he was like tall, dark, and handsome, I guess. So we're like going to the meeting, and then all of a sudden, just random people come to our meetings because they get sent from court, and they have to get like their papers filled out and stamped and with a signature that they're showing up to AA meetings. So this girl shows up, a little short girl. She was decent looking too. Like I said, by Anexo standards, by rehab standards, she was a dime piece. No doubt about it. That's like the best action anybody's seen. And she knew it. She knew it, and she automatically like freaking fell in love with this guy that was the house manager. And this house manager was like playing her like you. And what I liked about this, I mean, it's fucked up to get played. Obviously, I know that, right? But it was in our benefit because this who had her bringing stuff, like she would bring us like munchies. Best thing, obviously love munchies. But she would bring us cigarettes. That was like gold for us. I remember she bought a pack, like the big carton of cigarettes, and everybody would get a pack each. Like, dude, we're fucking balling. Like, everybody was smoking cigarette after cigarette. Nobody gave a fuck. And then now to the topic of this video, right? Sex in the anexo. There's just one day, and then he tells me, hey, wait, the house manager tells me, because the house manager sits on the left hand side of the back of the room, and me, I'm the coffee maker. I'm sitting even more, a little bit more behind him in the center of the room because that's where the coffee's at. And when somebody asks for coffee, like they don't turn around or nothing. They'll just like put their cup in the air, or they'll throw a C for coffee, or they'll throw a T for tea. You know what I mean? So I'm just back there. I'm watching the whole show, and then he tells me, "Hey, wait, ahorita va a llegar la pinche morra aquel." Like the girl, the one that's been coming, she's gonna come through right now because we made a time for her to come. He's like, we're gonna go in the bathroom, dog. He's like, so if anybody tries to go to the bathroom once I'm gone, tell them no, it's a no-go, closed for service, it's busy, whatever. And I was like, all right, dog, I got you, perro. He's about to get it on. I mean, how can you hate on that, right? So I noticed and then where I'm sitting in the back to my left is facing the main door, so I can see anybody who walks in and out of this place. And I seen this little short girl walk in, and she was ready to get it on, right? And my homie's like, hey, looked at me like, yeah. I was like, all right, handle your scandal, dog, do your thing. He said, ahorita vengo, you know the plan. And I was like, yeah, it's cool. And he goes to the bathroom, right? And I didn't hear nothing. They didn't make any noise from what I could hear from, because the bathroom was a few steps away. And come back maybe not even 10 minutes later, motherfucker comes back sweating. Like rearranging his shirt. He's like fixing on his face, and I was like, damn. And the girl came out. Dude, honestly, this was literally the first time I ever seen a girl do the walk of shame. Oh man, it was bad. She came out like with her head down, her hair all disheveled, all fucked up, red as fuck. Man, you know what I mean? And she was just like walking like, you know what I mean? I guess my homie tore it up or something. And I was just like, dude, never seen that girl ever come back again. I guess she was so embarrassed, right? Then it turned out that girl happened to know people from Escondido. And since my homie la mandó la verga a ella, since my homie just got kicked her to the curb after that because he got what he wanted, well, she got butthurt. And she sent some cholos from that neighborhood to come look for him and burn out the house. Luckily, he wasn't there, or else some shit would have happened. And then, also luckily, there was an OG in our rehab from that neighborhood too, that he was able to talk them down off the ledge, like, hey, like, this is not the place or the time to do this type of shit, And like, It was nice that we had an OG from that hood right there who knew everybody too. I mean, it kind of protected us a little bit for what we were doing. But that ese güey se salvó de eso. I think he got saved from something bad happening, over sex. Shit, worse things have happened over women. People lost their lives, I've heard. So that's the second one. Now the third one was what I said never happened at the Salvation Army, which was some LGBTQA plus sex. And I didn't know what was happening, pero me quemé todo el show. I've seen the whole thing go down. We're in the room, and it's the same guy too, the house manager. Turns out he's bisexual. Who knew? Yeah, it's a way. No perdona nada. I don't know what the English translation to that is, but pretty much he's doing everything. We're in the room. It's sleep time. So at this time, a gay guy had entered the chat. A gay guy had entered the next, so he was part of the program we were doing. And naturally, we don't discriminate. We all sleep in the same room. It is what it is. So it was me and on the bottom. So we're on the bunk bed. I shared the bunk bed with the gay guy. I'm gonna call him gay guy because I don't remember his name. And I was sleeping on the bottom bed, and the gay guy was sleeping on the top. And across, like right across from us, was another set of bunk beds, and it was a dude on the bottom and the house manager on top. And I'm laying there. I'm not sleeping yet because it's still kind of early. I'm just laying there resting, and all of us were in the room. We're just resting, and I just hear the house manager call up to the gay guy like, "Hey, what's up?" And obviously, he wasn't talking to me, but since I'm a fucking chismoso, since I'm nosy as fuck, I want to know what's going on. I don't want to be left out of the loop if something happens. This is not the loop I wanted to be in, though. But like I said, I was just trying to see what's up. That was like, hey, what's up? And I hear that the guy on top of me like leans over the rails of the bunk bed, and like I can see like his head like peeking over the bed, like looking close. And once like my eyes were like clear, of like I was able to see in the dark. You know how you have to get your eyes adjusted to the dark and shit. Like once my eyes were adjusted and our eyes were adjusted, the guy, the house manager on the other side was fucking choking his chicken. I was like, no, mom. I was like, no. He's like, hey, pues, he's like, hey, he was telling the guy, like, hey, what's up, Skyler? Like, come through, dog. He was like, hey, fool, come through to my bed, dog. And I was like, no, mom. And the gay guy was like, hey, fool, like, are you serious? Because that looks appetizing. I was like, no. I was like, no fucking way. I was like, no way this is happening right here. And I was stuck. I was like, dude, am I the only one hearing this? Like, is everybody else pretending to be asleep or what's going on here? Because I don't know what to do about this. What am I going to do? I don't know if I would have got up and honestly, I don't know if I would have got up and left or if I would have just turned around and looked at the wall or covered my ears or, I don't know. And the fucking house manager, he's like, hey, so what's up? Come on. And the gay guy is on top. He's like, are you playing or do you really want me to go over there? He's like, no. And the guy, like, the house manager was kind of was begging him. He wanted some action. He didn't give a fuck where he got the action from. He wanted some. And the gay guy's okay. I was like, oh. I was like, oh, shit. And the house manager gets off the bed, walks out. And at this time, like, I'm laying down, but I'm looking at the door. When I seen the house manager walk out, I turned around. And the gay guy on top of me, he's like, hey, Big Rob. He's like, I'm climbing down. I was like, oh, fuck. They went to go do their sexual escapade. They came back, eventually climbed back in the bed. Both of them were snoring all night. That's all I remember is both of them were snoring all night. And they became like best friends after that. I was just like, dude, these motherfuckers have to get their rocks off no matter what. And there's just people like that, no matter what. And what's that word? What's that? The set of defect of the fucking the lust. Some people just have the lust. They lust for people. They lust for love. Like, and that's one of the character defects that a lot of drug addicts like me have, is that they lust and they don't care where it comes from, as long as somebody shows them some type of affection, some type of love. Like, de ahí se agarran, de ahí se enamoran. And it's one of the fucked up things that drug addicts have to deal with, unfortunately. But this is one of the topics that I needed to talk about because a lot of people suffer from it. A lot of people suffer from the character defect lust, and it's no joke. It's highly suggested to read up on it, study it, know exactly what you're missing in your life. It's just important. It's just that important. You know? So that's why I'm gonna leave that one here.